Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Bridgett on this March 11th Monday. It is one of the toughest days of the year for us overnight early AM newsers because we sprung forward yesterday morning. Actually, the clock right here in front of me says 6:30. So that's what it really is, guys. So I hope that you are rubbing the crust out of your eyes and the pollen out of your eyes because we just gotta go. We just gotta, and like the doctor said last week, give yourself some grace with this time change. We just do the best we can. I think I got 4 hours of sleep, and it wasn't even good sleep. But meteorologist Candace Campos is standing by with some cooler air too. That'll wake you up, Candace.
Bridget, it's funny because the guys here on the floor, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the guys here on the floor were hearing me having to do a quick, actually more of a FaceTime with the kids this morning, especially one who just refused to get out of bed.
The
And so
baby.
my nanny, who's just like, "Hey, so she's not getting up." I'm like, "Oh, put her on the phone. Just wait for it." My nanny is amazing. She always has a good handle on them and always manages to
Right.
get them out the door on time. But today, ooh, it was
Yeah.
a struggle. It was a struggle.
Yep.
Oh man! And today's class pictures. So my youngest now has
Ooh.
big red
Oh
circles. I
man.
don't want to go to school. And I was like, well, I don't want
Oh.
to go to work either at
Of
this
all
early in the morning.
days, are you
That's fine.
serious? Hmm.
It is what it is. It's fine. All right. So if you're on the struggle bus, join in on the party because this is where there's no judgment zone. We get you. It's
Next
tiring and
stop,
it's
picking you up. Yep.
exactly. All right, let's talk about your weather forecast out the door. At least the weather's nice. It'd be kind of annoying if one, you lost an hour of sleep and the weather was junky, but Sunday was fantastic. We're going to have another fantastic day today as it's going to be pleasantly dry. It's going to be mild. Temperatures will be in the low 70s. And as we head into the latter part of the work week, Bridget, we are going to be back up into those 80s, about 87, 86 degrees as early as Friday. I'm not surprised if we maybe even pick up a 90-degree temperature here or there as we head into your weekend. Speaking of the weekend, we do have a couple scattered showers in the forecast, but you can see that background there. Don't forget to water the lawns, water the plants, because Mother Nature really not bringing a lot of rain in the forecast this week. But out the door, you do need that light jacket. We're at 46 in Ocala right now, New Smyrna Beach at 54, Kissimmee right now at 57. That is running between 13 and let's see, 18 degrees colder this morning than yesterday. So certainly a nice little brisk start to the morning, to the work week, as temperatures throughout the day will continue to warm up. Now later on tonight, we're gonna have a repeat performance of those 40s and 50s. So if you don't mind this nice or you enjoy this cool start, you're going to like again Tuesday morning as we will be waking up into the 50s and 60s. Highs today back into the low 70s is all thanks to a big ridge of high pressure. It's keeping us high and dry, keeping rain chances out of the picture. Now as we head into your Wednesday, we are picking up a little bit of moisture kind of picking up from the Gulf of Mexico. That could potentially bring about a 20 to 30% chance of rain late Wednesday and into early Thursday morning. Really, that is about it. We'll be watching the approach of our next cold front that won't be moving into the area until Sunday. So in the meantime, a really nice day on tap. You can see across the board, mix of sun and clouds, a nice north breeze. Highs today running several degrees below average. We'll be hitting more of that normal range on Tuesday. And then the hits keep on coming. We're back up into the upper 80s come Friday and Saturday. And then again, watching a cold front, timing, intensity, all that fun stuff still needs to get ironed out with the details for your St. Patrick's Day on Sunday. But again, today, technically the coolest air we've seen in about 2 weeks. We're finally getting a break from this 80-degree stretch. And it's really nice out there. So if you have the opportunity to maybe take a longer walk, get the kids and ride your bike after work today if you can. We have that extra hour of daylight now on the back end, which I know the morning is weird because you're running out the door and you're like, it's still dark. I don't get it. But at least we do have that extra hour on the back end of the day. So the weather looks like it will be cooperating. If you don't mind the pollen, because not only were we dealing with
Oh
record
yeah.
heat on Saturday, I mean, everything was yellow.
Oh
We
yeah.
were out on the playground. Everything was yellow, Bridget.
I know. I was gonna sit down on the patio furniture, and then I noticed that layer, and I just thought, you know what? Do I feel like kicking that up just to sit down, or I'll just go
Yeah.
back in? I'll just go
I,
back in.
s-
I'll just
I,
crack the window.
Yeah,
maybe,
they're
but
fine.
then that
They're
lets
fine.
it in. I don't know.
Yeah, I can hear them. I can hear them. And it's one of those things where I sat on one of my patio chairs because I was watching my niece this
Yeah.
weekend. We had a cousin sleepover, and they were outside playing, and they were going down the slide. And all of a sudden, I looked back. I was like, "What did you get into?" Their
Yeah.
entire backs were yellow,
Oh
like
yeah.
yellow, yellow, highlighter
Yes.
yellow. And I was like, "What is it?"
It's
So
bad. It's just
it's
yellow
bad.
dust.
It's really bad. So
It's
don't even spend the money on washing your car. I
yeah.
did, and it doesn't look like I cleaned my car.
So the car wash forecast is wait a while.
That's what it should be. To be continued.
All right, all right. We'll check back on that one too. All right. Well,
Yeah.
thanks, Candace. It looks
Bye,
good
Bridget.
weather-wise. Thanks.
Yeah.
Traffic wise, we haven't been so lucky this morning. Trooper Steve is standing by in results one, and it has been quite the morning, Steve. Ugh.
It's a mess.
Yeah, I mean, I
I
hate. I
give
don't want
up.
to blame. I don't want to blame everything on daylight saving time, but I mean, it is darker than what it would be when people would go out. I don't know.
Well, that you have a point. Before we get to traffic, people do need to realize that their commute in the morning is a little different because we're so used to visibilities being a certain way. Next thing you know, you set that hour, and over the next 2 months, it's just going to be darker in the morning and later at night. So you've got to watch out for your normal kind of commute and consciously be aware. Hey, things are going to feel different. Kids are going to be out ready for school. Students, some high schools kids don't like being called kids. And you got to be careful with them out there, other drivers, things like that. But no, you have a valid point. Daylight savings time may not cause the crashes, but it does cause some frustrations that people really got to pay attention to.
Yeah, it's like you got to you know, we might be a little thrown off, but you still have to be on your A game, especially when you get back on the road this morning.
Right. It's like this morning, we're dealing with this big crash out here on I-4 right now. And I say big just because of the delays it's causing. Normally during this hour, during the morning show, I would have been able to show you with the light and all that stuff, but it was prolonged. The sun's just coming up out here. So what we're dealing with, Sky 6 was just over here. There is a motorcycle down on the overpass of 535 on I-4, and it is just demolished. FHP, Florida Highway Patrol, has this listed as a crash with injury roadblock, but also has it listed as a subsection of a hit and run crash. So I'm hoping the Florida Highway Patrol puts out some information. We've heard nothing from them since before 5 o'clock this morning, and this is huge. So what you're looking at right here is the eastbound lanes of I-4 at 535. All traffic required to be pushed off here because of the crash that's on the overpass. Now, this morning I was giving you a detour. I'm going to pull up the map here so you could see. As you're exiting here, all traffic on that small little ramp there to 535. I was telling you just to exit there because you're required to and re-enter. Well, FHP closed down that eastbound entrance ramp from 535, causing major issues for us this morning.
Ugh.
So there are a few alternates here, and I just need you guys to listen up. If you're hitting the road, one, you either sit in this and add time, or you're going to exit early. You could use 417, 535, South International. But for me to give you a feasible detour, it's just not possible right now, but because they closed that ramp down. So if you're getting ready to hit the road, please add some time. 28 minutes, Osceola Parkway to Colonial, but if you're looking at this drive time, just ignore the eastbound, please, because it doesn't matter. You can't travel eastbound. Westbound, we're doing pretty decent, Lake Mary to Colonial. Some earlier crashes, OBT and Carroll has been cleared out. Up further north, Town Center, back to speed this morning along the OBT. And then this one out on the east side off of Chickasaw has also been cleared out. DOT cam up in Seminole County. This is I-4 434, a completely different story to be told. Westbound looking good, eastbound looking good as well. But out by those attractions, Bridget, it is bad. 434 in Longwood, nice and clear. Cimarron and University Park, I'm going to call that one clear too. Your drive times across Central Florida, good. I'm saying good because, Bridget, we got to remember that thing over on I-4 eastbound right now looks to be last quite some time. Sky 6 just left that area, and it did not look good. Based off of what they were showing, if we want to take me back out, Sky 6 was over there, and I was watching the troopers take some photos. Normally, Bridget, we don't see this on a normal crash, so this tells me that driver, that rider of that bike might be in some serious condition for FHP to be taking the steps that they're doing to
Hmm.
close down the roadway. Normally, this would be a single lane closure, let the traffic pass, let's move it on kind of thing. So this might not be a good end to this crash.
There might be, the investigation might span more than just the area right where maybe the bike or the victim was located. Is that
Right.
kind of what you're
What it's
saying?
looking to me, looking at it, it looks like they're conducting a pre-THI investigation, which is a traffic homicide investigation.
Hmm.
They do not have it listed as a fatal crash yet, but when you see,
Okay. Okay. You're there.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. You could tell the producer not to call me. I would appreciate that,
Okay.
Mr. Ambrone.
Oh,
The
don't
the
call
whole
Trooper
area.
Steve, John. He said that's
Oh, the
making a
whole
signal
shutdown
going
there
off.
in the eastbound
He's so
area. So if you could
sorry.
just avoid that this morning, please, as much as possible. Once we open it up, News 6, the clickorlando.com app will make sure to put out a push alert to make sure that everyone knows the lanes are back open.
Okay, yeah, that's a definitely congested area already, so that is a major delay this morning, and I know you'll have updates throughout the morning on the air as well on News 6.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Trooper Steve. And what are you on patrol
Bye
with
bye.
today?
Oh, real quick, real quick. Today we're talking about the maybe the unicorn of no passing zone. So is there a time when you're actually allowed to cross the double yellow? And we're going to talk about what Florida statute says, what situations may or may not allow that, and that's going to happen at 8:30 over at clickorlando.com.
Okay, I can't wait. Thank
All
you.
right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye. We have a bit of news to get to this morning. An unfortunate update that we have to bring you about a mother of three who suffered very severe injuries after an explosion at her family's apartment. We learned from the family over the weekend that she succumbed to her injuries. She died in the hospital over the weekend. But Mike and Anisha Moore's family has filed a lawsuit in this because they want to know why this couldn't have been avoided at their home at Woodhill Apartments. Ezzy Castro has more on this heartbreaking update.
A wife and mother who was badly burned after an explosion inside her apartment earlier this month has died. News 6 spoke to Mike and Anisha Moore's husband, Raven Fondia, days after the incident. And at the time, he expected his wife to stay in the hospital at least for the next couple of months.
She do have her second surgery this week, and she expected at least 5 or 6 more. Within the next 3 or 4 months, she'll be hospitalized.
Orange County firefighters responded to the call on March 1st at the Woodhill Apartments in Pine Hills and believe it was a possible gas explosion that happened.
Upon arrival, there was no visible smoke or fire or flames, but there was visible damage to the building, which indicated a possible gas explosion.
While there's still no confirmation of an exact cause, Fondia said he filed a lawsuit against the apartment complex, claiming there was an uncapped and unplugged gas line in their laundry room.
So that is a very sad update. We're following the latest on that. There actually was another explosion just 3 miles away where another person died in their home, also in the Pine Hills area, that just happened recently. So we'll be waiting for more updates on what may be happening or if any of this could be connected to gas lines and what's happening there. So just 3 miles away. But we'll keep you updated on clickorlando.com and right here on News 6 Plus. An update on a bit of a controversial development debate. This is happening between the city of Orlando and Orange County, and it involves the Sunbridge annexation. And this is a new development of land that is east of Lake Nona. And so the city and the county are sort of fighting over this in terms of the jurisdiction and, where the dollars will go. News 6's Mark Lehman has more on this debate and controversy over this development.
It's a controversial plan that's causing a stir between the city of Orlando and Orange County. Today, the city could be moving forward with plans to annex 6,300 acres of the nearly 27,000-acre private land development Sunbridge in southeast Orange County.
We received that letter in it by surprise, I would say.
Mayor Jerry Deming says Orange County was only made aware of the intent by Tavistock Development and the city to enter into the deal when it received this memo on February 23rd with findings from a feasibility study. Orange County then responding in opposition, with the county's attorney expressing concerns. He said the study reveals several deficiencies, namely police is 9 miles away, fire is 8 miles away. There are also no parks and no plans for solid waste facilities. Orange County also saying Orlando's annexation plan goes against the deal the city already has with Tavistock. We reached out to the city of Orlando, a spokesperson telling us the plan would be a more efficient consolidation of development in this area.
And we'll keep you updated on what happens with Sunbridge and what happens with that annexation plan. Now to a story from our Lisa Bell, and it's a bit of a problem. It's actually a national crisis, not just what we're covering here in Central Florida, but a superintendent here is calling it a national crisis impacting schools and districts in almost every state in our country. And the numbers are really alarming. I can vouch for this as well. But thousands of students are considered chronically absent. And this is happening again everywhere and in Central Florida. One local district is working to beat the odds. So Lisa went to Flagler County to see how they're getting results in our schools.
Take a look at this. It is the percentage of students considered chronically absent, missing 21 days or more every year. I dug through the most recent data, and it shows that statewide, more than 19% of students missed at least 21 days or more. Now, Polk County, that number was even higher, nearly a quarter of all students. Lake and Orange County, we're talking 23%. That's some 55,000 students in Orange County alone skipping at least 21 days. But in Flagler County, just 16% of students are considered chronically absent. So how are they getting results?
I would definitely say that at Flagler schools, people who know the kids and people who've built the relationships with the kids, it matters to them when the students aren't there.
Brandy Williams oversees 9 social workers working exclusively in Flagler County's 10 schools.
What are some of the biggest obstacles that you see when it comes to students getting to school?
That's a great question. What I like to say is anytime a student's not in school, it's usually because there's something significant going on if it's chronic, right? Because most of our students want to be at school, they want to be with their friends, and they want to be engaged in their learning.
Williams says some of the causes may be illness, a death in the family, or other life change.
A divorce in the family, a loss of a job. And so oftentimes those families find themselves temporarily displaced. And we're having to help coordinate with getting them transportation to get them to campuses. The other thing that we see is a lot of mental health and substance abuse.
This year, we actually have one social worker whose whole position is attendance in our districts.
John Finelli is the coordinator of student supports and behavior for Flagler schools. Attendance is so critical to overall success. Combating absenteeism became one of the district's strategic goals.
So a lot of times what starts out as an attendance issue becomes an academic issue, which leads to a discipline issue.
Their efforts appear to be paying off as they've doubled the number of social workers filling every position. More seats in the classroom are also filled. In the past 3 years, Finelli says they've cut the number of chronically absent students in half.
We're constantly having conversations around the importance of daily school attendance with our students, because it doesn't matter how great our lessons are and how amazing our teachers are. If the student's not there to get the learning.
The district has a 4-step plan to get results. At 5 unexcused absences, the district sends home a letter. After 10 missed days, someone from the school calls home.
We've had a lot of families where they start having chronic absenteeism, and just knowing that people care about them and that they're reaching out to them, noticing that they're not on campus, has been really impactful for our students as well.
After 15 days, the district holds a meeting at the school with the whole family. At 21 days, the district's absenteeism social worker steps in to oversee those families.
At the end of the day, when we can go home and say that, we mattered because we made somebody else feel like they mattered, it's a great day.
Lisa Bell, News 6.
Seems like a good plan they're doing to try to help reach people where they are and find out what's going on and get results. But hopefully that model can work for more areas as we move forward and try to make sure that kids are getting to school. Some health news. Wegovy now approved for another use. As you know, it's a drug that's been linked to being prescribed for potential weight loss. Now, the Food and Drug Administration says Wegovy can also be used to reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke, but you do have to have pre-existing cardiovascular issues. They said it seemed to reduce the risk in people who had those pre-existing heart issues, or those with clogged artery disease or clogged arteries in their arms or legs. But that, again, is more promising news of, some of these multiple uses of some of the prescriptions that are available. And daily aspirin is something that's had more studies coming out recently. So if you take an aspirin every day for your health, a new study found that you may not need to take that aspirin. Researchers say about 1 in 4 adults take aspirin at least 3 times a week to help toward preventing heart attack and stroke. But a new study found more than half of the people have no risk of cardiovascular disease, and new guidelines suggest only people with a history of heart disease should take aspirin as a preventative measure. So there you go. That's the update on that. Now we want to get to some schemes and ripoffs. News 6 investigator Mike Holfeld has a warning about some videos you see online, and this is becoming such a big issue. It involves deep fakes. If you don't know what a deep fake is, it is a video that usually has something compelling or shocking or moving, but you may not realize that it's not the real thing. And so scammers are using this, but a high-tech company has found a way to catch the artificial intelligence deepfakes in the act, and he explains that in this week's Schemes and Ripoffs.
The domains that they were being redirected to were created only 3 days before the attack.
The attack in this case came via video ads on YouTube.
Make sure to act quickly.
A Bitcoin investment pitch that appeared to be Brian Armstrong, CEO of crypto powerhouse Coinbase.
Funds will be returned to your wallet and double the amount instantly.
That's not Armstrong. It's an AI deep fake.
So the idea is you go there, you send your Bitcoin, and you're waiting for it to come back as double, and it never does.
Did it look like, sound like, feel like Armstrong?
It looked like him, it sounded like him, and they even got, a Coinbase-esque office in the background.
Paul Vann and Justin Marciano are the 20-something co-founders of West Coast-based Identify. Their system blew the cover on the Armstrong AI.
I think it's a new wave of cybersecurity attack.
In this world, seeing is no longer believing.
We're able to identify those small visual differences that we may not catch with the human eye.
They posted a blog to warn social media users, alerted Coinbase, and then contacted News 6.
Those ads are a lot of times not fully vetted, and companies spend money to put those ads up there, but hacker groups can do the exact same thing.
But just the fact that that video was able to get through the cracks is pretty surprising.
Mike Holfeld getting results, News 6.
All right, so that's the latest installment there. So keep your eyes peeled for the possibility of a deep fake. We hit the road and we went out to Rio Pinar Golf Club last week, and we're getting ready to hit the road again. We told you we were just getting started. So here is the information on our next stop for WKMG Hits the Road. It is none other than 32771, and this is the Sanford area, if you didn't know. But if you live there, have family and friends there, we want to know all about why you love it, and we want to know what makes it special. We want to know what are the challenges, what are the stories that need to be told, and the issues that need to be addressed. And make your voice heard at clickorlando.com/hitstheroad. We'll be doing that live show coming up in April, so keep your ears and eyes peeled for all the information on where that location will be, so you can set your calendar to come out and join us once again. It's going to be fun, and we hope to tell a ton of great stories that you share with us in that community. 32771, so spread the word. Also, we have an insider contest. So if you're not an insider, get over to clickorlando.com/insider and sign up. It's free. You get access to all kinds of special content, stories, and the contests. And the contests are always great. There's usually multiple ones going on at once. We just did the sign up for the Tim McGraw tickets. We have done giveaways for everything, concerts to theme park packages, park packages. Now it's swag bags. So if you'd like to get your hands on a swag bag, this is our newest contest. We'll be giving out 7 swag bags to some lucky insiders. So enter for your chance to win these swag bags, and they're packed with all these goodies with all of our branding and logos on them, things like coffee mugs, umbrellas, the fanny pack, and more. You can enter every day, and it is free, once again, to sign up to be an insider. So go to clickorlando.com/insider, confirm your email, and make sure you enter to win every day through March 17th. That's going to do it for us on this edition of Breakfast with Bridgett. Maybe you can catch a little siesta on your lunch break today. Hope you can stay awake until bedtime at least and get through this day. We will hopefully be in much better shape this time next week, adjusting to this spring forward. But 7:55, I'll see you back here at 7:30, and I'll be back on News 6 at noon, coming up a little bit later on WKMG News 6. So take care. Have a great day.